This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Build a website today at squarespace.com/LTT. We'll have that linked below. You have got to be kidding me. LG is showing off TVs in their booth? No way! So they've got an update to the W7 signature from last year that we actually built into my office as a window TV. And in terms of the changes, well, quite frankly, they couldn't have made it any thinner. They couldn't have made it any higher resolution until we get a next generation display interface. So it's mostly tweaks as far as that goes. With that said, some of the tweaks are pretty significant. It now has Google Assistant integration and works with Amazon Alexa, so you can ask it questions like, what's the weather today, or what's the weather gonna be like later, or tell it to dim the lights, etc. And it's also got LG's ThinQ, which they call ThinQ instead of Think for some inexplicable reason, that lets you use voice control also to control TV functionality like screen brightness, pointer options, changing the channel, and telling the TV to go to sleep, just so that it doesn't sit there and maybe risk burning in when you pass out on the couch. The big thing though is what's under the hood. So it's still got that sound bar under the TV, but the processor in it is different. So the Alpha 9 addresses 5 key aspects of image quality. Color, so it has a lookup table that is 7.3 times larger. Clarity, so it's got twice as many steps of noise reduction. Sharpness, it increases depth by tracking objects rather than edges necessarily. And then contrast and motion, though contrast is a bit of a funny one because if you can already turn your pixels off, you're already technically infinite. So maybe more brightness. Woo, I'm just making things up now at this point though. So this chip is gonna appear in their C8, E8, G8, and W8 TVs for 2018. So that's all cool, but one of the most interesting things that LG is showing off this year is actually way, way deep under the hood. And the demo behind me is being run in partnership with a company that we've worked with in the past called Portrait. They changed the name a little while ago. Anyway, LG is changing the way that you can calibrate their TVs with third-party hardware and software. So behind me, we've got an HDR TV with Portrait's CalMan software, and there's a new mode that they're rolling out called AutoCal. And okay, technically AutoCal's not new, but the way that it works is really different. So now on certain LG TVs, so the one behind me is a 2018 model, you're gonna be able to basically click one button, and instead of it taking an hour to calibrate your TV to a professional level, even HDR calibration, it'll take just a couple minutes. And instead of your calibration software having to fight with the pre-existing LUTs or any image settings that you alter in the, let's face it, it's pretty confusing menu, it just wipes all that stuff out and does it fresh from scratch. Not only that, but you can even calibrate the image in multiple modes, including game mode. So you no longer have to choose between higher latency and crappier image quality. Wait, and better image quality, lower latency. You can get lower latency and better image quality at the same time. Speaking of things going faster and looking better, Squarespace sponsored our trip to CES 2018, and if you want a great looking website and you want to do it fast, then they're the place to go. They've got tons of great features, including their logo designer, their cover pages feature, which lets you set up a one-page online presence in a matter of minutes, and everything is managed through their intuitive, cloud-based interface. So check them out over at squarespace.com/LTT. We've got that linked below. If you guys like this video, hit like. If you didn't like it, hit dislike, I suppose. But if you really liked it, check out, well, you can't buy one of these yet, so yeah, so much for our standard outro. Check out the rest of our CES content. Ooh, I'm gonna go over there now.